What's up, everyone? I think I finally got this thing up and running, so we shouldn't have any issues. I wanted to spend more time kind of getting it up and going, but you know, life takes priority first. But hopefully you guys can hear me. I got a couple things going on here, so I can see if people are chiming in. The chat is live, so if you're on YouTube, go ahead and go to the chat and you can ask me some questions. But I want to start off by just saying perfect time and just made it. Ooh, all right, so it is working. I got everything lined up. So last week's results, man, the A squad has been absolutely tearing it up. I've raced the last 3 weeks. I've got my butt kicked the last 3 weeks. Legion of LA, I think, have won 2 out of the 3 with T. Williams. He's coming in averaging 402 watts for the duration of the race, which is just under 24 minutes. So there has been some talk about making the race a little longer, and we may do that in the next series, but for now, we're going to keep it nice, sweet, and short. The veteran on Zwift that used to race outside with me a lot, good friend of mine, Mike Davis, he was second place, and he averaged 347 watts, which is, you may think that's a low number, but he's actually a small guy, so that's actually a really big punch for a guy his size. Yeah, so third, fourth, and fifth place, they were all pretty close, 328 watts, 386 watts, and 367 watts for the top 5 people. Fourth place is a colleague of mine over at Zwift. Bigger fella, not big, just tall, big bone kind of guy, dense. So 386, really efficient, is that's what I see in his results. Let's see if we can go over to another class. Where are all my, here we go. I cannot, what's going on? Anyway, that's the A's. Tonight, what I plan to do is kind of just skip around through some of the groups. I should be able to do that without missing the finish. Another thing that we will address, and I'll talk about it now, some people want the group to disappear, the other groups to disappear. So right now, each group is separated by a minute. And after 1 minute, the next group goes, next minute, the next group, so forth and so on. But what happens is after a few, I think even the second lap, you're starting to commingle with the other groups. It gets a little intense because you don't know what group is where. And it's actually a really good time for you to attack and get away. So 2 weeks in a row, I got caught on the hill inside of this mass group. I don't know if that would change anything for me because I was absolutely trash anyway. But that's something else that we will consider when this series is over. We will talk about Zwift Power being the only field, maybe even doing some Masters events. And also, while I got you guys' attention, I wanted to see what you guys feel about on the 6th series. So if I could just take it back, Eldorado race, it runs for 6 weeks throughout the summer. 6 weeks throughout the spring, and then we do a break, and then we do another 6 weeks, and then we do a break, and then we end it in the summer in August when we race for 8 weeks. We really wanted to emulate that scenario here. If we do that or not, that's fine. But I also want to invite other people to enjoy Crit City and also just enjoy the SoCal atmosphere. So there's a way that we could potentially do a group ride or do a group workout versus a race, just to kind of change it up. All right. Pat Boss just joined. What up, Pat? Don't mind me, OJ. What else? So there's a lot of events going on in Zwift right now. As you know, we're in a crazy times within our nation where we have all this social distancing. Bahati turned down Zwift background noise. Let's see if I can do it. Thanks, Mike. Let's go to Zwift. How do I turn down the noise? Menu. Settings. How's that, Mike? All right, so man, it's getting thick. Only 3 minutes to go. This is gonna be real good. Let's see what we got going on here. So if you guys are not used to it, the strategy for the top players is pretty simple. Ready, set, go. They're doing upwards of 800-900 watts. They go pretty hard. In those 800-900 watts, they would hold it there for a good, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds. They'll notch it down by about 25 to 30%. They'll hold that for another 10 to 15 seconds, and they'll notch it back a little more, not very much, maybe down to about 400 watts, somewhere in there. So that's another 10, 15%, and then hopefully the selection happens. There's no hopefully, actually, the selection happens, and then boom, the race is pretty much going from that point. So I'm excited to have this one going on today. This is a beautiful shot. You can see all the paddocks and everyone getting ready to go. My live stream is just my box fan and me mumbling to myself, peak content quality. I think I nailed it. Yeah, so if you're wondering why I'm not racing, I just can't do both. So I really wanted to nail this down, make sure I have all the equipment. I do have one issue with sound. I have a really nice mic. I won't worry about picking it up. That I can't use for some reason. This platform is not picking it up. So anyway, we're down to the last 1 minute 20 seconds. For the last few weeks, it's been the same characters. So let's see if Tyler Williams, Mike Davis, Nick Paul, if those guys will be in the mix today. Hopefully they're racing. And again, I will try to skip from different groups. Our B group is the ladies only, so that'll be fun. Crowd favorite, local, Tina's in the race. She's been a huge advocate for what we're doing, a huge advocate for women's cycling and cycling in general. So I know the industry that she's in, they're not working right now, so I hope she's keeping sane and enjoying this time off, time on the bike. So down to the last 30 seconds, it's about to get good. So brace yourselves and enjoy the ride. Here we go, folks. 15 seconds. The countdown makes you nervous, doesn't it? So there it is. Let's see who I can find in this group. Jason Paez. Let's roll with him for a minute if I can find him. There he is. So he's out of the gate doing 650 watts. Oh my goodness. 8.7 watts per kilo. If this is the Jason that I'm thinking of, this is a local racer out of, I think he's from the Inland Empire racing for the SC Velo team, which is sponsored by one of the big bike shops in our area, Insight. I also see Adder. Is that Adder from KHS Elevate? It has to be. I saw some information or some social media posts on him racing, so that looks pretty cool. Actually training on Zwift. I'm pretty sure that's Eder with a nice Cannondale there. There's no KHS bike in Zwift yet. Maybe that's something we can work on, make sure everyone's taken care of. So one of the cool things I can do is kind of play with the camera angle. So this is the climb. This is it's not much, and it's only 5%, but it can really hurt you. Just kind of stroll through the air. See if we can get our hands on Justin Williams. Let's see what he's looking like. There's Jada. He's looking a little light skinned. He definitely doesn't look like that. He's just about as dark as me. So he is on the S work, so he's sponsor correct. He should have a Bahati kit on since he doesn't have a Legion of LA kit on. But he's looking pretty fly there on his S work Venge. Does have a helmet on. He's got some ride-ons in the back pocket. So for those of you watching that don't know, those glowy things in the back pocket, those are Zwift's way of saying good job. So your friends that follow you can give you a ride-on, which is a thumbs up. It pops up over your head, and then it goes in your back pocket. So the longer you ride, the more ride-ons you get. So that was a pretty quick lap. About 2 minutes and 30 seconds they're probably going to do. This is a pretty cool helicopter shot coming around the last corner, and that is your group right there of the A's. So I'm going to see if I can skip around to see the C's take off, and then we will come back to the A's. So this is the rear of the C's, 63rd place right here. Oh, Lewis. Let's see if we can move our way up to the front here. Slowly work our way up. All right. Top 5 right here. So here's the top 5. Let's see. There's a Bahati rider in there. Oh, that's Aaron. 2 Bahati riders. Aaron, and I'm pretty sure that is Stephen Boyce from Australia. And here he is. Yep. So Aaron and Stephen Boyce are rolling together. They train together a lot. They're really good mates. So it's pretty cool to see them racing virtually together. We get a better shot of these guys rolling. They have a pretty good group, so they're cruising at 46 kilometers an hour. They are down the hill, and this is going towards the front. Aaron lost some position there. Let's see, and they cruise right home. 249 watts per VE with the German flag. All right, so these guys will be wrapping up their first lap pretty soon. You guys ever notice the Tron bike right there, the bike with the glowy wheels? So a lot of people ask about that bike. They want to know, what does that bike represent? So if you climb X amount of miles, I don't know the exact amount of meters and feet you need to climb, but you get that bike. And they say it's the fastest bike in Zwift. So once again, I'm going to skip around, see if I can find the D's and see what's going on. Oh, I see Crit Whip. This is a pretty cool story. Crit Whip is a new guy to cycle, a military guy. But what I've noticed about him, super dedicated, and he's gotten himself pretty good over the last year or two. So right on. But check this out. Here's Jason Paez, sorry for mispronouncing that, Jason. They are already catching the D's, at least the group that's off the back of the D's. So here's where a little of the confusion come in. So he's definitely riding pretty strong. Let's go ahead and give him a ride on. And then Corey Williams is also in there. Get a side angle of him. He's got the braids. So see, he looks legit. That's about his skin tone. He's on the right bike. He's got the braids. He's got the beard. He hasn't cut his beard since like 5th grade. So I think Corey's going to have some revenge tonight, because last week and the week before, I don't know if he was working for someone else, but he didn't really throw down the gun. But he's definitely got his toolbox, and he said it's hammer time, so we're gonna see what's going on. All right. Let's see what these guys do over here. So I almost feel like they're cruising tonight, man. This should have been a race that I did because they're not going all out. So I mean, they're going pretty hard. 520 watts going up the hill. Eder. Oh, that's right. Eder's on Legion of LA. I forgot about that. See, we haven't had a season, so I forgot. Eder is actually on Legion, and he's just set a personal PR, 15 seconds up that climb. He is not on Elevate, so my apologies there. Eder is actually on Elevate. So Elevate has 3 riders in the group. I wonder if I can work my way up to the D's. So this is the D group. Let's see how they're rolling. They have a pretty nice pack, so they're pretty much all together. Let's see if I can find a name. Oh, skip right through them. So the B's, honestly, they could race. They could technically race the A's. I don't think they're as aggressive, but they definitely go fast. If you look at the watts per kilo at the end of the race, you will see what these guys are averaging for the 25-minute race, and they're pretty high. So right now, pretty much not a lot of fireworks going over here. I see Tina Grant mixed up in this group. Let's see if we go to the D's. So Tina is in 12th place. So here's what you have. You have the D group, which is all the ladies racing as one group, and then you have the B's co-mingling, and this is what they were kind of talking about. Some people would rather see this group separated, and Tina's rolling down to shifting still classic Zwift bike, which is pretty dope. We'll stay on her for a while and see how she's doing. So she had to hit 4.6 watts per kilo to get over the climb there, and she set a new PR. 18 seconds. So you can see the disparity there. The A group is doing it in 15 seconds. The D's, the women are doing it in 18 seconds, and that's just on the cruising lap. So I reckon when they're throwing it down, Tina's going to do something around, like 16, 15 seconds, and the A group will knock a second or something or 2 off of that. So it looks like Tina's losing a little bit of ground. You can tell she's fighting to get back on. Her heart rate is at 159, and at this point, not knowing what her max heart rate is, this could be detrimental. So we'll keep an eye on Tina. Let's see who's leading with these. So 5th place, looks like she got a dropout. So this is exactly what it looks like when something is wrong with the trainer. Either internet, either the dog tripped over the cable and knocked your power off. Something went wrong, so sorry about that. So she is probably more than likely out of the race. So keeping up with the D's, E. Walker. Is that Esther? SD Beasley? Probably is. You can't let her slide off the front, but it looks like there is a group of at least 3 or 4 off the front in the D's because I don't see anyone else. So we're going to try to skip up and find some of the D's. Let's see, what place is this? Yep, there it is. So this is your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place for the women's race. They have set themselves up pretty good. And as you see, rider number 3, she doesn't have a heart rate monitor on, but the watts are not too high. 102 watts, so they separated themselves, and that's one of the cool things about this race. Oh, there's an attack with the burrito. So the burrito means you're undrafted. You hit the burrito, it doesn't matter what you do. When someone's behind you, they will not get your draft. And she's actually hitting pretty hard, 5.1 watt per kilo. So she hit well over 500 watts. Let's see if she got a gap. We'll just look back here. She got a little bit of a gap, 1 second. And as you know, in Zwift racing, after about 2 or 3 seconds, it's pretty much a wrap unless you absolutely blow up. So she's off the front. Let's take a look from the other angle. Second place. So she's chasing 2-second gap, and she's got a 4-second gap to 3rd and 4th, and then the others are a little ways back. So not bad. I think if they don't catch her on, this lap, they're not going to catch her at all. So far, she's averaged about 4.2 watts per kilo, and they did actually catch her. So, Potter, Shooter, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Venus. There's two. S and M. All right, cool. Anyway, let's work our way back up. Let's see what's going on. And so the C's were at the back of the group here. See Anthony Rosales there. Steve Netter. This is a pretty good group. 22nd place, 18th place. Bahati Foundation rider. Looks like Stephen, Boyce, and Aaron. So they definitely lost contact to the top. And here is the front group for the C's. Went too far. Let's see. Critwit. Oh, Critwit just got dropped. He's a little bit off the back of this group. Oh man, he was doing well. So they're almost about, I guess you could say about halfway done. So this is your lead group for the C's. This is 4th place. So this has to be 3rd place. So, this has to be 1st place. Oh, there it is. So there is a 2nd place. Let's see, where's 1st? Oh, that's not 1st. 1st is up here somewhere. Oh, I lost him. Well, anyway, we're going to work our way back to the A's. So the A's look like they're down to about 12 riders. Let's see, let's hop on Corey. So Corey's looking pretty good today, like I figured. So they're going to be lapping a couple groups here. And this is, let's get an overhead shot. This is where it can get a little crazy because the riders co-mingle. So they'll make that left here, make another left, and then they will make the right go up the hill. Let's see if they make any separation. As of now, there's no separation. Corey is still in the front. And there they are. Somebody with a featherweight power up attacking by Tyler. T. Fuller. So T. Fuller having a go. Let's see what it looks like. So he's got a little gap on the group. 2nd place. Let's see where he is according to reference to 1st place. So they're right there. So right now, as you can see, between 1st, 2nd, 3rd, they have 3 seconds on Nation's #1 beast, and he's chasing. Let's see if he's going to close the gap. Let's see what those watts do. He's also not wearing a heart rate monitor. So he went. You can see on the downhill, he recovered a little bit. He was on about 120 watts. Over these little rollers, he's pushing close to 500 watts. And I think they will catch him. So they're only at about 3 seconds right now. 1 second. And we should be able to see what's going on. Let's check this. See if I got any comments over here. So Dwayne Randolph says, asks, nice footage. How real is Zwift racing? It's definitely racing, and I think it's how you define real. For someone like me who depends on positioning, who depends on out calculating and out maneuvering the competition with intellect more than power in the legs, is not for me, because you have none of those. You get none of those things in the game. So I say game because I think it's more of a game than a simulator. So if it starts to move more towards a simulator, then perhaps it will be more of a realistic bike race. It's still fun. I think it still could be its own niche. Like I said, not necessarily for me, but it is what it is for now. So back with the A's, they're just cruising along. Let's see if we can get any fireworks going over the hill. Feather power up. Corey is using a big draft. Some tornado power up. So I think these guys are going to stay together for the most part. So I'm going to cruise around and see what's going on in some other groups. So, who we got here? Hey, this is the OG right here, man. This is Tony representing the Bahati Foundation. 60 plus out there racing with the C's. Heart rate at 166, so not bad. And then we have Anthony Rosales representing Jack Rue, also in the Bahati Foundation kit. Long-time friend from Kansas City. Let's see if we work our way through the group here and see what's going on in the C's. So the B's. Oh no, we don't want to go there. So Crit Wit lost it all. He threw it all out there and lost it. Trying to get to the front of the C's here. They're all over the place. All right, this may be a good one. Yep, here we go. So we have second and third place together, and I wonder between the two here, who's going to be first? All right, I don't think it's that guy. It's not that guy. There's Vin. Oh man, so I mean, C is in the first place. The first place C rider must be really far ahead. We're gonna skip over back to the B's. So there's Tina again, holding down the top 10 right now. She's got two riders 4 seconds in front of her. So if she can make up some ground in 4 seconds, that 4-second gap, she can get a better placing and move up on the results. So the A's should be looking at about 3 to go. So I'm going to skip back to the A's. Look like Steven Salazar is out there rolling 27th place. Let's see if we get a side view with him. Yep, that's definitely Sally from the Valley. With his green TCR, looking legit. Sponsor correct. Alright, let's keep moving. I gotta find the front of the A's. J-Dub right there. Is this the lead group? Nope. Justin's gonna be a little bit off the back there. Let's see. And here's the front. So Fuller has been just kind of going at it. Look, he just hit 9.3 watts per kilo and really making these guys from Legion chase. So this is pretty cool. They're 18 minutes in, so they're down to the last 4 minutes. This race will be over in the next 4 to 5 minutes, which is pretty quick. Unfortunately, they are coming up on a big group. So there's a nice helicopter view of the lead pack. I see Paez, I see Mike Davis. Who else is in there? Fuller, who's been giving him the business. I think Justin is in that lead group. He definitely is. Brian Larson. So let's see how many laps these guys are going to be looking at. They're going to be looking at 2 laps to go. So I'm going to go ahead and stay with this group, see what fireworks go down, so you get a better angle of these guys racing. This is a nice one right here. So let's see. Trying to see who I'm gonna put my money on. Now you can never bet against Mike Davis, and I'll tell you why. He's been doing this for a very long time, and Zwift racing is a lot about experience. It's about knowing how to race on this platform. It doesn't matter how strong you are. Case in point, Matthew Vanderpool. Case in point. Thomas to get hit was kind of funny though. He threw down a lot of power and got flagged, but it's still, you have to know how to race in these conditions. It's not like the real world. There are some real world elements, but it's a little different. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. So this is a pivotal point right here. I think Mike Davis on the Tron bike, a lot of feather power-ups right now, hitting that 9.2 watt per kilo mark, 9.3 watt per kilo, and Davis is on the attack. So he's trying to put some distance between Justin and Corey and the Legion boys, who's got a pretty good finish. But one thing I'll tell you, these finishes are totally different from in real life finish, because you're like this the entire time for the most part, and then you sprint, where in real life, you have opportunities to coast, you have corners where you can coast, The drafting is more realistic, so your heart rate can come down a little more. Versus here, your heart rate goes up. I think it was Rohan Davis that said it's like a ramp test. You know, you just go out hard as you can and you hold on and then you try to sprint. So that's what's going on here. So this is going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. So they'll be rounding the corner here and they will be looking at 1 lap to go. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 guys in this league with a pretty strong group too. Man, it's hard to tell who's going to win. Fuller has been showing his cards. Justin's got a big pop. Mike Davis, the veteran. Muniz from Legion is in there. So I think there's 3 or 4 Legion riders. Let's see who else. Of course, Corey, Nation's #1 beast. Let's see if anybody's going to test these guys and make them earn it. I thought I saw Brian Larson in the group. Paez can definitely throw out some watts. Actually, Jason, Zwift racing is more up his sleeve than in real life events, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. He has such a big motor and can hold that high threshold for a long time. It's definitely right up his alley. So I'm not surprised to see him in the group right here. So this is going to get interesting. They're about 2 turns away from hitting the climb, and I'll get back down to him and see if anyone is going to throw down the hammer. So there it is. Someone's attacking. Oh, it's Corey on the attack, chased by Mike Davis and chased by, who is that? Is that Coop? That's the wrong group. Oh, doggy. So he set a new PR, as I thought, 12 seconds over the top. Justin and Corey. Let's see if I can get to those guys. Davis is chasing 680 watts. He's gonna get there, but is he gonna be tired? Oh my goodness. So there's Corey on the attack, counter attack the move. Where's Davis? Davis is trying to get there. He just caught on, and here's another move by that's Tyler. So Tyler Williams, but Mike Davis over the top. And I don't think he's going to be able to get caught. See, he used his power up at the right time, and boom, shaka-laka, he just smashed him. So there it is. Look at that. So that was it, man. Let's see if we can get to some. Oh, no. Can I get to the other groups? Oh, I might have screwed myself. No. Come on. Where are the other groups? Well, it didn't work out like I thought. I thought I would be able to continue to flow through the group, but I know what happened. I know what happened. Because I didn't move my avatar, I'm probably just solo on the side of the road. So anyway, sorry I'm not going to get the end of the race, but that was a pretty cool little event there, and I'm learning how to pull off this this streaming. So thanks for watching. There's Mike Davis doing a little cool down. Nation's #1 beast. You received the polka dot jersey for being the fastest over the climb. I wonder who was third. Skipping right on. Good job, son. And he is done. Mike Davis is going to go ahead and cool down. Tron Mike with the matching shoes and a winner's jersey. So anyway, thanks for watching. That was pretty fun. And I'm not going to leave yet. Listen, forgot about my YouTube stream. No, it's not really for me. Some people having a little bit of fun. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. Thanks for watching, and see you guys again.